Somebody earlier, friend of mine said, a lot of people were wondering what lunch break pinball is, and they were like, is it just like a time for all the presenters to take a lunch break? Sorry, no, it's not. I got into pinball about a year ago, so this presentation is a year in the life of a new fan of pinball. I go by MN Retro Gamer, which is Minnesota Retro Gamer. We'll get to that in a little bit, everybody. Um, about a year ago, Expo last year was my first time coming. I got into pinball agenda. Getting into pinball, streaming, routing, and then we'll do question and answer time. So, how did I get into pinball? First and foremost, retro video games. That's the reason why my name is MN Retro Gamer, Minnesota Retro Gamer. So I started an Instagram, God, probably 5, 6 years ago, just talking about anything retro video games. I have probably over $25,000 worth of retro video games. I've been collecting since I was a kid. Really a big part of what honestly got me into pinball. Arcades, which this guy Nick right here is very much responsible for me getting into arcades. Instagram, and then just the community in general was the biggest thing. So speaking of arcades, first arcade I ever got was an Aero Fighters. I actually don't have that anymore because I got into pinball. But that was the first one I got probably 2 years ago. I got it for $100, Facebook Marketplace. Yes, I am one of those guys that is always constantly on Facebook Marketplace looking for deals of the century. So that one came up. I had it on location at a brewery for a little while, but like us arcade owners who don't want to spend too much time working on them, I just ended up selling it for the same price that I bought it for. So arcades is a big part of it. That came out of obviously the retro video gaming collecting scene. I do actually have about 6 or 7 arcades still on location at Torg Brewery in Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. And then I have one on location at a music school. How I got connected with that was a very interesting story for another day. But then my buddy Nick, again, was like, well, wait until you get into pinball. And I told him, no way in hell. It's way too expensive. I'm never going to buy a pinball machine. And then I got 9 pinball machines. So we're going to quickly go through the 9 pinball machines that I currently own. There's a 10th one in there because I have sold it. The first one that I ever bought was Jurassic Park: The Lost World, and the crowd went wild. Okay. This game, there's 600 of them made. John Borg made it. Speaking of John Borg, he has a little story to tell you, I guess, here. So,
Seven second half of the year, I made Jurassic Park: Lost World. Woo! I'm really surprised.
so that was a year ago. He gave a presentation on his journey of all the machines that he made. I made sure to make it. At the time, I only owned Jurassic Park: The Lost World, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this whole thing. And the moment he says Jurassic Park, I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs. And so, yes, I have impressed John Borg, apparently. Next one was Black Pyramid. I actually really love the old Bally games. Black Pyramid, the story behind that was I started getting known as the arcade and somewhat pinball guy by routing machines. And a guy in the production audio world that I also work in, he was like, hey, I know a guy. He has a pinball machine. He is looking to get a multicade. He doesn't want this thing anymore. So if you can find him a multicade, he wants to trade you for that. So I was able to find a multicade on, again, Facebook Marketplace for $350. And I was able to trade it for that. Now, since then, I've had to buy a couple boards for that because if you know anything about the old Bally games, a lot of the boards either need some sort of repair or it's honestly just easier to replace them. So I was able to get actually just recently an Alltech board, and on stream put it in, and it didn't work. So nothing against Alltech. I've heard really great stuff, but for some reason that board was not working. So I took a board from another game that I have that's the same exact era and was able to get it up and running. So that is actually the one that I stream right now from home, and that is my little streaming rig, which I'll show you another view of later in a little bit. The next machine I got was Foo Fighters Pro. I absolutely fell in love with Foo Fighters. I think Jack Danger makes really great machines. It does make me a little sad that he's not designing anymore, but hopefully, fingers crossed down the future, that will continue. I saved up quite a bit for this. I definitely wheel and deal. I had a local guy. I traded him, well, $4,000 cash and then a drum set because I'm also a drummer, and the drum set was worth about $1,000. So that is now currently on location, which we're going to get to routing in a little bit here. Next machine. Oh, first before that, I am so close to beating this game. If you know anything about all those lights lit up, that means I literally had almost everything lit to start to the final wizard mode. We don't need to go into deep details about all of the stuff you have to do in order to get to the final wizard mode. But if you ever want to know, talk to Jason right here in the hat. Jason is on my stream all the time, and he actually is the guy that taught me how to play this game. So yeah, that is currently on location at the American Legion in Anoka, Minnesota. The next game is Police Force. I like weird pinball machines, guys. I like just stupid things. This is literally Zootopia before Zootopia was a thing. I don't know if you've ever played Police Force. Anybody know literally what the point of this whole game is if you're trying to get points? Steal scores, that's one of them. Center ramp, yes. It's literally center ramp. So if you hit the center ramp enough, you'll build up a unlimited million, where if you keep hitting that over and over and over again, every time you hit it, if you haven't hit any other switch, you'll get 1,000,000 points. And so I think the highest I've gotten is like 48 million on it. And the big part, if you're playing by yourself on ball 3, you're able to steal your high score. So if you're playing by yourself, you literally just double your high score. So what you want to do is ball 1, 2, and maybe you risk it on 3. You try to hit that center ramp, get as many unlimited millions as possible, and then what you want to do is after that, depending upon what setting you have it on, but right now it's set on, if you hit the right ramp once, it'll come back to the left flipper, and then you hit it again, and that will let you literally double your high score. But this is a really fun game to just play when you're hanging out with buddies, drinking beer or whatever, because if you are the 4th player, you could like be just playing horribly, but if you hit that right ramp twice in a row, you've won the game. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are as long as you can do that. So here is a video real quick, so audio coming for the video, of, sadly, Police Force is down right now, guys. This literally just happened a day before I left to come to Illinois for the week. So this is on my a video on my Instagram. Oh shoot, I'm giving away stuff.
With Police Force. Don't like that sound.
I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it said, I don't like that sound. So there is something happening with a really constant buzzing on it. So when I get back, we're going to do some streaming on Lunch Break Pinball, and we're going to figure out how to get this machine up and running so that people at the American Legion can enjoy it again. I actually bought this machine from a friend of mine who's in the audience right now, Chris. So, Chris, I'm very mad at you because it's not working. Just kidding. Yeah, I was able to do quite a few things on it. Replace the rubber for the police mechanism, and the display back glass, I updated it with an LED one that came with the game. So I've had to learn a lot in the past year about pinball just by routing pinball machines. I'm going to keep going on because I got 15 minutes for each subject here. So blackjack, I do not have this one anymore. I don't even have a photo of it, but this was a Bally game that had real chimes in it. One of the first solid state games that ever was made. And it's a really fun game, but it is at North Star Pinball Collective in Savage, Minnesota. If you haven't been there, it's $20 to get in, free play all day. They have like 60 machines or something like that. Anything from like old EMs all the way up to modern Sterns, and it's a really great place to go and play. I can't believe I accidentally gave this away earlier, but Hard Body! I have Hard Body! Very excited about this game. Again, I like weird games. If you've never seen that layout, it's just like, look at that. Ward Pemberton at his best. It's just incredible. I love this game. The sound effects, the cheesiness, the 80s, all of that. I'm actually thinking about putting it on location, but the place that I would put it on location, if you've ever seen the back glass, it's not as family friendly. So what I would do is I would get some photos of myself holding weights, because I definitely work out, and put it on the back glass instead with a Hard Body logo. And so it would be my own custom Hard Body back glass. Here's a quick video again of me just right when I got it from home.
God, it's so cool.
I just love that game. It's so fun. This is a picture of me picking it up and how excited I was picking it up. Lady Luck, another old game. I'm just into the old games, guys. Super rare, 500 made. I got it on a local auction in Minnesota. It is another George Christian. I forgot to mention Black Pyramid is made by George Christian as well. He's not in the industry anymore from what I've understood. If anybody has connections to him, I would love to interview him. But Lady Luck, I don't think he wants to be found from what I've heard. But yeah, Lady Luck, super fun game. That's been on stream for quite a while. It did at the last tournament at the American Legion. We brought it over there. But now it is back at home, and we'll probably be on stream again soon. I also have Avengers Infinity Quest. This is almost the most recent game I have, the most recent modern that I have. And that is also at the American Legion. So I've got Foo Fighters and Avengers right next to each other. Really good time. That game has made me a much better pinball player because it's a really hard game. And Keith Elwin did a great job designing it, but it's definitely harder than Foo Fighters, in my opinion. Last game that I have right now is X's and O's, and no, I do not just have one. I have 2.5 X's and O's. So there's one. There's the second one, and it actually came with a playfield fully populated as well, and I got that all for $700. So if you want to come on to MN Retro Gamers stream, pretty soon we're going to be putting that thing all back together again. Because if you look at these, the playfield here is all worn out on that one. I do know a guy that could probably paint it, and I could hire him to do that. But this playfield actually looks pretty good. And so on stream, we're going to be taking that and putting it into one of those two. And then between all of this stuff that I have, we're going to figure out how to get one of them working. So if you're ever interested in restoration work, come on the stream. I usually title it that it's going to be a repair stream. And yeah, come and hang out. So, streaming. Before we get any further in this, I need to say something very clearly. I am not from New Mexico. I have a video to show you.
You'll remember his name, and I always get it wrong. I know his name because I know him. His name's Andrew, but he's always on your guys'. He always has questions for the mailbag thing, and it's like New Mexico retro gamer maybe. He's started routing games like through the knowledge that you guys gave him. And he's actually like doing
Yeah.
pretty well with it. It's small right now, but
Yes,
he's like so
great.
excited about it.
Anyway, son of okay. Um, I actually really love it. It is endearing. The story behind that is Kale from Electric Bat Arcade. Him and Rachel really inspired me a ton to get into routing. So, before we talk streaming, will just tell you quick. I chime in all the time on their podcast, and I did not know this, but Kale is dyslexic. And so every time he would read my name, would do NM Retro Gamer. And he's like, oh, this guy must be from New Mexico or something like that. So now everybody calls me New Mexico. Anyway, this is my streaming rig. So that's when I had Lady Luck there. I got really fortunate that I don't need right now until I want to start rolling it around to the other machines. I'm able to just screw everything right into the wall there because that is underneath a staircase. So there's literally just enough spot in the staircase for one machine. So I was able to screw in the camera on the wall. You can kind of see it, but there's a USB camera as well, and then a microphone and an audio interface. So before we get to that kind of stuff though, honestly, I just want to tell you, all you need is a phone. I'm literally streaming right now. Hi guys, Dr. Doobie's on, Casual GC's on, Scott's on in the audience some here. How you doing, buddy? We're literally streaming right now, guys. So all you need is a phone. I just have a mic stand, and on Amazon it's like a $10 part. It's a little adapter that goes on your mic stand, and it allows you to like put a phone in it. So when I do streaming on location, currently right now, I just use my phone. It's the easiest way to do things. You don't get, the cool 3 camera and all that stuff, but at least you get to do streaming, right? So my goal is to inspire more people to hopefully be streaming themselves because that's how we're going to get the word out there more. That's how more people will get into pinball. I've been able to get a couple friends into pinball, which has been really fun. So all you need is a phone. But the bare basics of if you want to do like your 3 camera setup, computer, internet, 3 cameras, you could probably even get away with 2 if you have like a modern uh, Spike 3 or Spike 2 with an adapter board for HDMI out. I don't currently have any of those. An audio interface, but honestly, you could just get a USB mic. That would work great. A pinball machine and OBS. If you ever have any questions about streaming, if you're wanting to know more about it, you can get a hold of me. In this presentation, I'm not going to go too deep into the gear type stuff. There's a lot of information out there. Thank Jack Danger for all the stuff that he's done for us to get people into streaming and kind of give us the blueprint of how to do this. So there's a lot of stuff out there. But if you have any questions, come meet me after and we can talk more about it. So with streaming, lunch break pinball, I thought about a year ago, December, I was like, man, I work from home. I don't really like eating lunch by myself. Does anybody else like to do stuff with other people when they're having lunch? So I was like, here's a way that I can enjoy the thing that I like, which is pinball, and hopefully get people on the stream. So I started Lunch Break Pinball, and it's from noon to 1 Central Standard Time. It's on Twitch and YouTube, but right now, if I'm streaming on my phone, it's going to be just Twitch, because you have to pay a whole lot of extra money for the ability to stream to both. But yeah, these are all the regulars that are on. Pixelated Pinball, Slinger, Dr. Doobie, who's literally on right now, Chicago Bob, Stang Retro. You can read through the whole thing. If I missed your name, I'm so sorry. Come and chew me out later. 20-minute tech stream. Let's talk about it. So my 20-minute tech streams are never 20 minutes. It's a joke that got started, and somebody was like, oh, hey, you're going to be streaming 20 minutes of fixing the machine, and usually it's like 2 hours long. So, and that's usually on a Saturday, because obviously with work, I'm not streaming 2 hours long. So that's just kind of a fun thing that we do. We call it a 20 minutes tech stream. Sometimes it's impromptu. Sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna actually title it 20-minute tech stream, and that's what's gonna be happening with X's and O's coming up. So feel free to hop on when you see those things happen. Here's just a few videos of what my stream looks like when I'm
Alright, we're
doing
ready to beat
the
it.
full setup at
Oh,
home.
New York, New York, New
I
York!
do need to get an HDMI out for my modern Spurs.
There we go. Free game.
But yeah, this is actually quite a while ago. It used to say
Mayfield.
every day,
Oh,
noon
shoot.
to 1, and then I realized I want my weekends
I thought the
back.
ball was
So,
gonna.
I now stream during the lunch break.
If somebody
Monday through
could clip
Friday.
that, that'd be
So,
great.
I got a few other clips. These have all been actually pulled from the community of people, which has been really fun. This is me. I think, if you know anything about Foo Fighters, this is gonna drain in a minute here. But then I think I'm gonna get the final shot.
Oh.
Just a second.
Oh, that was insane.
Oh no, that's what it was.
Oh,
I hit
if you
one
could
ball up
clip
to
that,
another one, and then that
please
ball
do.
went in and finished the mode.
Woo! That was
Which is really
the
cool.
most
So,
killer shot I have ever
but yeah,
done.
people just love hopping on. They love just seeing what I'm doing, and honestly, more than that, it's just to stop on and see who else is hanging out. A lot of people have their lunch break with me on stream, and so it's been a lot of fun.
Yes! Oh! Clip that, please!
Yeah, that was me being way too excited. And then I have special guests that hop on, like my dog. So
the first time she's been on
Retro
stream.
Pup. I think this is the most viewed video that I've ever posted on my social media.
She's a
and
sweetie.
It makes a lot of sense because it's my dog. So anyway, that's streaming. If you got any questions about it, you can bring them up at the Q&A or come and talk to me afterwards. But I definitely have some goals to improve the interface a lot more. But the best thing that I'll tell anybody if they want to get into streaming is just start doing it. Build it as it goes. Don't worry about having everything look absolutely crystal clear, pristine, or you probably won't do it, to be honest. Unless if you're one of those people who can really like organize yourself, have a game plan, and actually make it happen. I am not one of those people. I'm a person who I just have to start something and then I'm gonna build it as I get going. So you'll see throughout the progression of my videos, I think I started with USB cameras and now I have a DSLR on the playfield, so that looks a lot better. Yeah, I'm starting to mess with lighting a little bit more to try to make, the lighting on me look better, the lighting on the playfield look better. So all around, if you're interested in anything, but especially streaming, I would just say do whatever you can to start it. Start it on your phone, like I said. Routing. So out of a necessity of just like buying so many pinball machines, I was like, I can't keep all these at home. And so it's a story for a lot of people who route is they end up just buying so many machines and they're like, well, what am I going to do with these? So I got connected with the American Legion, which is just 4 blocks from my house, and am really connected with those people. They're really a great group of people. So the 4 machines I have on location are Foo Fighters, Avengers, Police Force, which we're going to get up and running again soon, and Jurassic Park: The Lost World. We do monthly tournaments. The next one is on, I think, the 28th. It's every Tuesday. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot going forward. We actually did do quite a few free play nights once a month just to get more people to realize that there's pinball in the area. I'm the first person to put pinball on location in my town. So there are a lot of kids that stop by now. There's a lot of parents that are like, oh, thank God there's something for my kids to do. And I see quite a few regulars coming through. Speaking of routing, one of the things that you have to have is a change machine. Now I'm not going to show you the whole video, but this is just a video of my change machine not always working. Sometimes it starts, and then sometimes it rejects the dollar bill.
Another one. This one has not been
cost me
working at all.
$600 used, right? And so New ones I think
No
are
matter
like
how
a
many
couple
times I try it.
$1,000s, and it's something where you have to have it, or you have to have dollar bill acceptors in every machine that you have. So these are just things that I've had to learn as I go. Again, I'm kind of a person that's like, I'm just going to start the thing and then I'm going to go from there. Um, but I now have dollar bill acceptors in Foo Fighters and Avengers, and that has definitely increased the amount of money that those machines are making over quarter drop, because anything you can do to make it easier for everybody to put money in your machine, um, and enjoy the game that they're playing, uh, it's gonna work. So, Jurassic Park: The Lost World. This is just a video of I added a topper to it. I was just ripping off the old plastic there on it. So I try to make my games on location be in really great condition. I also, it might not be a great idea, but I have a phone number on the front of every machine, and it just says if there's any problem, text me. I've only had one time that somebody texted me, and I was able to do a flipper rebuild on it the next day and get it up and running and working again in at the American Legion. Routing as well. If you've never thought about it, I don't know if you can see a clear difference in those two pictures or those two things in there. One's a Canadian quarter, one is a American quarter. Canadian quarters are magnetic, and American coin mechs have magnets inside them to purposely reject Canadian quarters. So that's just me going, hey, let's be nice to the operators and not put Canadian quarters in these machines, because it's a lot of extra work we got to do. Do you need something? And what does that mean? Oh, okay. Yes, yes, yeah. So that's another thing that I had to learn, that as a home operator, you never have to worry about, right? So coin mechs, I've had to learn how to make sure they're working properly. I've definitely gotten on scene at locations and been like, wow, this coin mech's not working. And I was able to get connected with the operator and be like, hey, I can help you. And so I was able to get the keys and get in and actually fix a lot of the parts and replace a couple things, do some soldering of wires that were disconnected, all of that kind of stuff. So this is just a flipper rebuild that I did, and I took a video of it, showing people, hey, it's working. Come and play the game. I have an Anoka, Minnesota pinball Facebook group. So all of the people who are in my area who like pinball join that group. And if I have any updates or any announcements, people can go on there. It's kind of like our own little Discord, I guess. I don't have a Discord yet. This next video is the way that I transport my pinball machines between home and the American Legion, because I just realized it's actually a lot easier to do than taking the legs off and putting it in a vehicle. I literally roll it down the street. So we pushed that thing 4 blocks between the American Legion and my home. And I always, every single time, get the craziest stares, because have you ever in your life seen somebody pushing a pinball machine down the road? Now, that cart I was able to get for $100 at a some sort of like a trade shop, hardware store type thing. So that was a really good deal on the cart. But prior to having that cart, I tried pushing Foo Fighters all the way down on pin skates, which was a very bad idea. No joke, in the middle of the road, one of the pin skates slipped out, and I'm blocking traffic with a Foo Fighters machine in Anoka, Minnesota. So, but I highly recommend pin skates if you're trying to move a machine from one area to another, maybe 10, 15 feet away. They're fantastic for that. That's what I do at the American Legion when I need to move machines, is I just use pin skates. So, this is the American Legion. This is what it looks like. If you were to stop by, you'll probably more than likely see that sub in front of Jurassic Park and Foo Fighters, because they also do karaoke, which I've gotten involved in, and they actually have me run karaoke on Thursday nights. So I'm just kind of like this hometown dude who loves pinball, got into it a year ago, and all I'm trying to do is build community. Honestly, in the end, if you're going to take anything from this presentation, is pinball is community in my mind. About a year ago, I really didn't have nearly as much a community as I have now. I mean, three-fourths of the people that are here are part of my community. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. So community, we had, this is the last tournament that we had. I think it was 9 people total. Every time we do a tournament, more people are showing up. So it's been a lot of fun having people be a part of it. I think Matt won. He's the worst, but the best. He always wins. He always wins. This is, what's that? Except for when he doesn't. This is another time at the Legion. We had a tournament. Chris was there too. And OB is there every time. Good old OB. He's a great guy. And then this is Elm Creek Brewery. This is 10 minutes from my house. I think I won 3rd place on that tournament. But I've been able to get connected with other routers in the Minneapolis Twin Cities area because I also route. You're a router too. Nice. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Well, come stop by. We'd love to have you. But yeah, I've gotten connected with other routers in the area, and they've given me tips and tricks and insights. And if I have questions about routing, they're able to help me out with that. So this guy, his name is Daryl. God, he's got probably 40 machines on location in the Minneapolis Twin Cities area. But there he has a Jaws, D&D, Corvette, F-14, and X-Men. And he rotates them every now and then. This is another tournament. Daryl there is on the left. Chris there is in the middle. And then John, who's not here this week, he's actually, I think, 14th or 15th in the state as far as our IFPA tournaments go. So he's a really great player. And then on the right, he's also winning rather regularly at the tournaments too. Just another community shot. This was actually taken from one of the guys at Nudge. He lives in the Twin Cities area. That guy on the left, I also met through streaming. If you haven't followed Dustin Danger yet, he's a really great streamer. He has 5 machines at home as well. Or no, he has 4, sorry. But yeah, this is at Lit Pinball Bar in Minneapolis. Just a fantastic place. My favorite place to go. If you've been to Lit before, if you are ever going to come visit the Minneapolis area, make sure to go to Lit after you come to the American Legion. So this next picture is probably my favorite. Why would you see anything different? Well, there's a chair in front of the machine. And that really makes me happy because I'm able to be a part of building the next community of pinball players. Whether they realize it or not, they're going to think about, in the future when they become adults, like, man, I used to go to the American Legion and play pinball. And so I'm really happy to be able to have that be a thing where I regularly see chairs when I come and check in on the machines every day. I'll see chairs in front of the machines, and Jurassic Park gets played a ton. So, continuing community, pinball at OB's. So this guy right here, OB, Thomas O'Brien. These are all the machines he has at his house, and he opens up his house on Wednesdays to Wednesday night. Just go over to OB's in Maple Grove, Minnesota, and play some pinball. So if you want to be a part of it, just come and talk to us. He is going to be getting a Winchester, everybody, so if that interests you at all. And then just a little video of OB's place. This is right when you got King Kong.
Jackpot was lit.
Oh, jackpot.
But yeah, he's got a great collection, and I'm very thankful, OB, for how you open up your place to us. It's really been wonderful to have a community of people to come and hang out at your spot. Nick, Stalgia. We go to his place every other Monday, and we play pinball until probably 11 o'clock at night. So just another community of people that without pinball, to be honest, I probably wouldn't know all of you guys. So I'm just very thankful that pinball brings a community of people together. And then the Expo community. So this is my second year at Expo. I have one more video to show you guys, I believe. If anyone knows who Jamie Burchell is, he made a video recently. So I'll let him explain it to you.
And I'm third wheel, just hanging out with Rachel and Gail. And somebody comes up to them and wants to take their picture. And so I go, hey, give me the phone. I'll take your picture. Okay. The first thing I did was turn around and did the picture of myself. Did I tell the story already? But anyway, the first thing I did, I go, are you ready? And I flipped it and I took a picture of myself smiling, just like, hey. Right?
That's awesome.
And then I took a picture of Rachel and Gail. 6 months go by. I totally forget that I even did that. And I get an IM from the dude who was going through his picture, and he says, did you do this?
That is awesome.
You want to know the funniest part is that was MN Retro Gamer.
No
Ralph
way.
Ralph was just talking about.
So that's Andrew.
That's
yeah, you'll meet him. He hangs out with us at Expo all the time. Like Andrew's part of the little crew that I usually hang out with. So
I didn't even know it was Andrew.
And that's the photo. So I met Jamie this year, although technically I met him last year. I just didn't realize it was him. So now we have a new tradition where every year we're going to take a kind of inception type photo. So this is us holding a photo from last year. So now next year we're going to take another photo of us holding that photo, and we'll see how long we can keep that thing going. Dirty Pool Pinball here. I met him through streaming for Lunch Break Pinball. He works now for Barrels of Fun, and he did all of the sound engineering for Winchester.
Correlated to rooms that you can go to, they're color coded.
Okay.
Or you can hit the button to unlock the basement, and you can use keys to continue traveling. So you can go.
That would spend their key to open.
Right, but you can go to the kitchen and travel there to build up your kitchen mode. Use the key to travel to the seance mode and continue building it. So you can build up a huge thing.
This is, as you can tell, quite a
Fine,
community.
baby.
That line was around.
We're at the
corner last night
front.
to get
Pinball
in.
Expo.
We waited like, I think an hour and a half or something like that in order to be right at the front to be able to play Winchester right away. But pinball literally gave me lifelong friends, guys. All of these people sitting here, we chat every single day. We're on Facebook Messenger or text messaging each other, and it's not just about pinball. We're literally talking about hard things we're going through. I went through 2 months of being unemployed, and I just started a new job recently. These guys were the first people that I messaged and were like, guys, I got a job, So turn up a little bit. Thank you. But yeah, you guys are like my community. You're my people. So pinball has really changed my life in many ways. But Q&A, if you don't have any questions, we'll send you guys off to lunch break for yourself. Oh no, it's Stringer.
I was gonna ask, when you're, is there any kind of taxes or any sort of permits you have to like acquire to route your games in New Mexico?
Oh, in New Mexico, yeah. That's Stringer. There it is. Yeah. Yes, I will be paying quarterly taxes on my machines. I'm about to hit the first quarter of having them on location. But I do not, luckily, and I learned this through Rachel and Kale with Electric Bat, they have to pay some sort of like sticker tag. And also, if you look at any of them in Chicago or in all of Illinois, there's like stickers literally on the machine that you have to pay. Minnesota luckily doesn't have that law. The only law they have is whatever the local city says.
So that's good. So if you're living in other states, it's always good to maybe.
Yes, if you are going to be routing in another state, you do need to look up your law for that state. Minnesota doesn't have one other than they leave it up to the local city. Both of the cities that I have machines on, they're like, don't worry about it. So I got super lucky, but most people, sometimes it's like $200 a year on a game that they have to pay just to put it on location. So
you can also go to the LTG show tonight.
Oh, great.
He's a Minnesota operator who has a lot of bad stories.
Great. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Related question on routing.
Yeah.
With liability and things, did you form an LLC? Did you get insurance? Or?
I have an LLC. Man, I've talked to a couple other guys, and they're like, we just in our contract, because I do have people sign contracts. They just say uh, if there is any actual damage that is happening to your building, your insurance is liable for it. So they've been willing to accept that because the chances of something bad happening with a pinball machine are pretty low. Even like the police force where you saw the video, like it didn't catch on fire, right? So not that that couldn't happen, it could, but I've let them know, hey, this is like under the liability that you are signing as our contract agreement. Another thing I didn't mention in routing is I have a 75-25 split. So they get 25% and I get 75%. And really my incentive to them is I tell them, to be honest, you're not going to make a lot on pinball coin drop, but the money that you're going to make is by I'm bringing people to your location to come and play pinball. They're going to buy a beer, they're going to buy food, they're going to hang out for a couple hours, and you're going to make more money in food and drink and all that. So, yeah.
And I could literally just ask you this question in the like in person, but now we're with a bunch of people, so it's more fun. Do you think so? It's been cool watching like because you weren't routing games when you started; you were just playing pinball, and that was really cool to see you do that. Do you think? And I know you have a full-time job too, but do you think that there's ever a time where you'll consider maybe opening up an arcade?
I have thought about it, and I already have a name of what I would want to call it. I'd want to call it Rage Quit Arcade just because it sounds awesome and it kind of is just like, I don't know, edgy and cool or whatever. Yes, but I think I'd need a partner because even just routing 4 machines, it's way more work than I thought it was. Because just leaving the machines on for 14 to 16 hours a day, like just literally being left on, makes them need maintenance quicker. And of course, people are playing them, but and the flippers, kids when they play pinball, they're just the whole time, right? So flippers need repair sooner and all that. Yes, I would like to. Um, I'm thinking it'd probably be after my kids graduate high school. They're 13 right now, so I've really only got 5 more years before they graduate. But right now, my goal is to actually just get more machines on location as like I don't have to worry about the food and drink and bar and all that, which I know like Electric Bat, they don't worry about it. They literally just do machines, right? It'd have to be the right opportunity. It'd have to be the right business who knows like, hey, I'm going to take 100% of the coin drop. You guys are going to take the food and drink. I don't have to worry about that kind of a thing, or I don't know. But I've thought about it. I think about it a lot. I have a lot of things written down about it. There are some really great arcades already in Minneapolis, but I guess there isn't one in Anoka, Minnesota, which, if you want to know where Anoka is, it's like 30 minutes northwest of downtown Minneapolis. So, yeah. But, yes, I would like to. What was that? Yes, it is the Halloween capital of the world. We do not have a 4th of July parade, but we have 3 Halloween parades for some reason. So, yes, I would like to. I think I've got the personality and the type of charisma to run an arcade. Uh, but it would just really have to be the right fit. And it probably would be arcade machines and pinball, but probably mostly pinball. So. Pinball makes so much more money than arcades. It's crazy, guys. But they also do cost a lot more to. I mean, yeah, in 1 year I own 9 machines already. Like, yeah. My next I mean, I'm not going to take up too much time here, but I'm really split right now between 3 different ideas. One is buy 2 more pros, keep one at home, put one more on location. 2 would be buying a Godzilla Premium just for home for streaming. And then 3 would be buying a Harry Potter arcade just for home streaming. This guy and I met from playing Harry Potter. Yeah. So if you've got any ideas, insights, wisdom about that, let me know. But any other questions?
Looks like not. Last call.
What was that? Oh, jeez. Yes, when I was first streaming, The first one I streamed was, I think, Black Pyramid, but then eventually got Jurassic Park on really quickly after that. I have, guys, I have literally, like, I am the poster child for, I don't know anything about anything, and now I kind of know stuff about pinball. And the first thing that I learned is do not solder a machine when the pinball machine is turned on. And what makes it even more fun is I did it while streaming. So there is video proof out there on the internet of me streaming, trying to solder something and then blowing a transistor. So, yeah. Yes, yes, yeah. So I mean, trial by fire. That is my life story when it comes to this kind of stuff. Yeah. So, I think we're out of time.
We're out of time.
Thank you guys so much. Could we get a photo of anybody that wants to be a part of the next post that I make? Because we got like a minute for that. Could somebody take a photo quick? Jason, get up here. Nick, get up here. Everybody get up here.